Hi, I'm Karen Eckmeier. I'm a fiber artist and quilter from the Quilted Lizard Fiber Art Studio. This is Under the Sea. This is a really easy, fun quilt to make. As you can see, it's made up of rectangles, 4 by 12 rectangles, and a great large motif fabric. For this fish, it could be dolphins, it could be starfish, anything with an under the water theme. I've selected 2 different water fabrics, and then for the little waves that we have in here, 2 wave fabrics. So this video is to help you understand and see how easy it is to draw these little wavy curves that are 1/4 inch wide, freeform. And then I will also demonstrate how to use the decorative stitches on your Bernina to applique them. Okay, now we're ready to draw the freeform curves. The first thing we need to do is cut 2 pieces of a lightweight paperback fusible. It's going to be 13 by 17, so I can set this one aside. And the first option is to use a flexible curve ruler. These are a lot of fun. Many companies make them. They come in all different lengths. We're just going to use it like so to create a fun curve, because I want to draw at least 9 1/4 inch by 13 inch waves on this fusible. So we start like that. So I'm just gonna, I think that looks like a nice curve, and so I'm going to carefully hold that down, and I'm going to trace on the one side, carefully holding that down, and then I'm also going to get on the other side like so. It tends to pop up a little bit there. So now I've cut my first, or I've drawn my first line. Now notice I did vary a little bit. It should be the 1/4 inches there. That's when the ruler popped up again. The easier way to do this is to tape 2 pencils together like so. If you've been quilting for a while, you know this trick for adding on the 1/4 inch to templates, because they didn't used to come with a template or the seam allowance in there. And notice the distance between the 2 points is the 1/4 inch. So this will be a lot easier and truer to our 1/4 inch to do our wavy curves. So we're going to do 9 of those curves. Try to make one each a little bit differently. Once we have those all cut, we're going to fuse it onto our wave fabric. We'll have 2 different wave fabrics, and so that it'll get fused right down the center. Now we're ready to go to the machine. Now we're ready to do our decorative stitching on our quilt. Here I have my stitches are already programmed into my favorites file. As you can see, you'll see it on your pattern instructions. I've selected a straight stitch that's really tiny to stop and start, and then it's called practical stitch number 4, which is actually a very gentle wavy zigzag. And I have my this is the little crab stitch and the little turtle stitch, and I've already figured the numbers that will fit exactly onto the 1/4 inch wide wavy strips. Before you get started though, notice here I've done a little practice on a sandwich here. I want to make sure that the tension is going to be right, because it will change according to your batting and your thread and the types of fabrics. And I always make notes to myself. So if the tension 6 is too high, I've reduced it to 5.5. So make sure that that works, because you want the tension to be perfect on the front and the back. So now we're ready to get started. I've done my quilting. I've used my wonderful, the BSR, which is the Bernina Stitch Regulator, to outline quilt the fish. And you don't have to do everything, just a little, just enough to, you want to keep it lofty. If this is a baby quilt, you want it to be soft. And then I've just added with the 97D foot, which is the dual feed walking foot and 1/4 inch foot, just a few lines to reflect these waves here. So now, at this quilting stage, we are ready to add the decorative stitches. We could have added the decorative stitches earlier, but I don't like the extra step of having to tear away a stabilizer. So the first thing we do, now I want to get started. I want to stabilize my piece, my stitch. I want to start with my tiny stitch. Now first things first is I want to bring my thread up. Okay, so bring the thread up from the bottom, and I'm going to do just a couple stabilizing stitches right at the very end. Okay, now I'm going to bring the needle up, and I'm going to go to that wonderful little zigzag stitch. Now notice the needle moved. Make sure that you are in line, your thread is in line with the needle, and this line here is in the middle of your stripy wave here, and then you're ready to do your zigzag stitch. It will be centered. So we're just going to go along here a little bit, and now it's a nice, wherever there's a nice straightaway, that's a good place to put the turtle or the crab. You can't put them on the curve because they get distorted. So before I select my crab, I'm going to put the needle up. I'm going to select my crabby here, and then the needle is already in position. I'm going to let the machine do its work here. You can glance at the screen to see how much of the crab has been done, because you want to catch it right when it finishes the second claw. So let's see. See, we're almost there. Now it's just gotten to that point. I'm going to stop it, raise the needle, and then I'm going to go back to my zigzag. When you are on the curve, pivot on the inside there. Keep this on the center. And just kind of move on down. Pivot again. And we have a nice straightaway here. Why don't we do a turtle now? It's just up to you. Whenever you want to get bored with one thing, add something else. So the turtle begins at the base of his shell there. We're in line, so let's do a turtle. The turtle finishes up with a straight line in between the two, so I'm going to stop there, raise the needle, and go back to my zigzag. Pivot a bit, and continue. Now, depending on the curves that you have cut, you could have several crabs in a row. You could do a crab and a turtle, but the zigzag really holds the line better, so just really use them for what they are. They're decorative stitches. Oh, let's do another little crab, okay? Okay, we'll end there, needle up, select our crab, stitch. They have the cutest little eyes. Okay, it's finished. Lift the needle up, go to the zigzag, and then we're ready to go to the end. Now, right before we get to the end, we want to find a good place to stop the zigzag. Maybe one more. Okay, we'll stop the zigzag. I'll lift the needle up. I'm going to press my small stitch. Notice that the needle went way over. I don't want to stitch there. I want to move it so I'm above where I left off. And a few securing stitches. Lift the needle. And we're finished. We just need to clip our stitches, and we have created some wonderful little decorative stitches for our wavy lines. So now you've learned how to use your decorative stitches to decorate those waves. I wanted to show you the Under the Sea quilt with different fabrics. It takes on a different personality, but still fun and easy to do. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you have fun making waves.